What's up, everybody? Eric here with another EWE reviews, and if I seem a little annoyed right now, it's because I was recording this, but I never turned on my audio to record, so I have to redo this video, so fun times. But this is the spoiler-free review for Godzilla Minus One. So before we get into it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you want me to review next. But yeah, Godzilla Minus One. I right now feel very dumb because it took me a second to realize, not even a second, 8 minutes to realize I was not recording. So let's just jump right into this. So this is, like I said, Godzilla Minus One spoiler-free review. This is a Japanese kaiju film with a PG-13 rating that was released on November 3rd in Japan, November 3rd, 2023 in Japan, and December 1st, 2023 in North America. With an estimated budget around like a little less than 15 million, and as of December 18, 2023, a box office of $65.6 million. The director of the film is Takahashi Yamazaki. I am not going to say the names of the cast. I'm going to put their pictures. In the last video, I tried saying the names. I just couldn't say it. The director, I don't know how I could say it. I probably said it wrong, but here you guys can see the cast of the film. I'll put their names on their actual pictures, but yeah, I couldn't pronounce them, and trying to do it again would just look bad, so I'm just not gonna do it this time, guys. Sorry about that. This movie has a runtime of 125 minutes, so it's on the longer side, but for these kaiju films, you usually expect them to be long, so I wasn't that pissed off about that. You know, I'm usually the person that like gets mad about how the length of movies, but here I don't think it was that big of an issue. I watched this in standard format, and this does not have a post-credit scene. So once that epic music starts playing at the end, you can start heading out. Now, the plot of this film, it's a reimagining of the 1954 Godzilla film. However, this takes place in the 1940s, right after World War II, so we see the effect of what World War II had on Japan, and then they end up being attacked by this giant monster. So them having to deal with losing the war, and then having to deal with this monster and how it brings them all together to do like something great. So it was really, that's the basic plot of the film. Let's go into my thoughts on the film, and we'll start off with the bad. And I'll be honest, the bad here isn't that bad. I am being very nitpicky just because I have to be for this review. But there are characters that survive in this film, and you're just like they survive moments in the film, and you're just like, no, there's no way you survive that. That is insane. But it just happens, and there's times in it where you're just like, this wouldn't happen, whatever, and you just go along with it. Another thing, and this is very nitpicky, but it takes a little too long for the movie to be. So you'll see Godzilla early on, but then you won't see him for a while. And in that while, they're trying to like build up these human characters. And at first, they're gonna be like, I don't really care about these characters. But don't worry, they're eventually gonna get you hooked on these characters. But it takes a while. So that's why I say I put this in the bad section, just because it takes a while to build that up. But that's because you're not expecting it. And while you're watching it, you might think it's bad, but then by the second hour, you're hooked. And then here's another thing where this is nitpicky, but it makes, like, in my mind while I was watching it, I was just like, oh, what's going on here? So the amount of human forces that are needed to beat Godzilla at the end, I don't think it's enough. I feel like they could have used way more people. Actually, I just realized it's a spoiler for a review. Now we gotta go back. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So this next thing that I thought was bad, it's more that in the final battle, the amount of human forces that were around, in my mind, there should have been way more than what we saw, and it just felt like that shouldn't have been enough in that situation, and you would have thought they would have had more people. So it was weird. It just, in the moment, you think about it, and you're just like, that's it? But it is what it is. But let's get out of the negative. Let's talk about the positive. This might be one of the best Godzilla films of all time. I am not just being recency biased. I'm thinking of all Godzilla films, and I watched a few recently, and I can say right now, this is the one I want to watch multiple times over again. So I think one of the things that gives this like great legs and makes it like really good is that it takes place in the 1940s. So they don't have all the same technology that we see in modern Godzilla films. It's not like, oh yeah, you can just knock Godzilla out, you can use sonic stuff. No, they don't have that technology. So they have to work with stuff of the time where like stuff that you would think would be in that time. There's something that they have that's like, I don't know if that would have existed back then, but who knows? But the way it's done, it's so well, and you see them not having modern technology to me made this film. Because like, how do you beat this giant monster? And the human element of this movie surprised me. I usually, when I watch kaiju films, do not like humans in these films. I feel like they slow down the story. Many times you don't care about the human characters. Like, this is not me wanting to pick on her because I think she's a great actress. But Millie Bobby Brown in the two recent Godzilla films, Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla King of All Monsters, I didn't think her character worked. And at times, her story, I was just like, can we just see more of the monsters? We don't need to see this character at all. The human characters just didn't work for me in those films. Whereas here, I'm just like, come on, guys, you gotta fight Godzilla. You guys gotta beat Godzilla. So it was really cool there. And seeing this also take place after World War II, Japan after World War II, meaning Japan lost the war, and seeing how it affected their day-to-day lives, it was very interesting. And then just seeing them deal with stuff, and then having them eventually come together to fight this giant monster, I thought was great. And then I don't know how, you have to go watch it. Something about it just feels like, yeah, it felt like you saw a group just like come together after a horrible time, but then they do something incredible. And since this is a reimagining of the 1954 Godzilla, I feel like this is safe to say Godzilla is clearly the villain of the film. I feel like if you see the trailer, you can tell it's Godzilla's the villain. And I think something about that's a little bit refreshing, because in recent, at least in Western side, we've seen mostly a Godzilla that's a good guy. And I'm fine with the Western ones doing it that way, but the Japanese one, I'm just like, no, I want to see a bad guy Godzilla. I want to see Godzilla just go ham on people. And that's what we got. We got to see the King of Monsters just wreck a city. And it was just like the power of his destruction. I felt like this is the Godzilla I've been wanting to see for a while. Because the good guy Godzilla isn't around. Like, yeah, he'll do destruction around the city, but it's usually because he's trying to defeat something else. This was just like, Godzilla is, like, we get the old school badass Godzilla, and that was so cool to see. One more thing on the good, the music. Oh my god, it is that classic Godzilla music. I can't put it on this video because I don't want to get copyrighted, but oh my god, guys. Just hearing it, it's like, you know, like, oh, shit's about to go down. So, really cool to see. I really enjoyed this film. Let's actually now move on to my score, guys. As you can see, I'm really pumped up with this film. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 for great, just because I thought it was really good. I thought it had everything that I wanted for a Godzilla film. Now, you might be wondering, why aren't you giving it a 9 or a 10? And I'm just like, I don't think it hit that mark, but an 8 out of 10 is still a great score. So, like, honestly, I would recommend people go watch this. The one thing I'd say is, if you aren't someone that likes to read subtitles, maybe wait for a while for this to come out. There is I feel like this is one that's going to get dubbed, just because I feel like it has to get dubbed. And most Godzilla films from Japan usually get dubbed, so I feel like that's going to happen. We'll get a dub of this later. I think it was just because of the theatrical release. They were just like, no, let's just go with the sub, because using the Japanese actors and hearing their voices, I think worked. I thought they gave so much emotion. I'm glad they didn't dub it for the theater and we got to see it that way, because it worked for me. I am honestly, the next time I watch it, I still want to watch it in Japanese with English subs, because I really enjoyed it. The performances by the actors, although I couldn't say their names, I thought they did a phenomenal job. They got me really invested, and I can't wait to see if we get another film of this caliber. But yeah, guys, so let's talk about what my next review is going to be. So I still need to do Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Aquaman 2 and Iron Claw. Those come out this week. And I will do Archer Season 14 and Rick and Morty Season 7. I don't know what's coming out first for me. Hunger Games, since it's the movie that came out the farthest back, that might end up getting pushed, but I definitely want to get Rick and Morty done soon, and Aquaman 2 this week. So watch out for those reviews. Hopefully I'll have them out soon. Alright guys, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you thought about this film if you watch it. And if you didn't watch it, let me know why you didn't watch it. I'm very curious to see why some people wouldn't want to watch this movie. It's really good. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye.